and make sure that there are no fumes is that. You see what just happened? It just rolled right off. It's early Saturday morning, so little gas tank's an old man. He's born in 72, so he's 50 years old, so I get it. I'm gonna go on and get something to drink, some Mountain Dew. Go get him, go get him. Yo. All right, y'all, welcome back to RevStoration. And today on RevStoration, I've got a dirty job. I mean, it's a micro kind of dirty job. I mean, it's one of those ones that if I didn't have to do it, I promise you I wouldn't do it. But because of dollars and dimes and empty bank accounts, I'm gonna do it this way. But not only is it dirty, it's dangerous. And y'all, sometimes when things are dangerous, it makes it interesting on Facebook and on YouTube and boy, on all those places that we like social media. We like to watch Whistling Diesel just tear up stuff. We like to watch people do things that are crazy. Well, y'all listen. I ain't doing it because I'm thinking people will subscribe. I'm doing it because it's necessary. I'm going to try. Y'all listen, I'm going to try to be as safe as I can be. I don't want to hurt myself or anything like that. So, yep, we're going to be working on gas tanks. We're going to be working on gas tanks around with flames. I mean, that don't sound good. It would be awesome if I didn't have to do this, but y'all, I got to. So on this episode, you're going to see it. But I can't leave JC's truck here. And y'all look here. I can't leave Nikki T's new ride. I mean, she ain't riding it today because it needed insurance and it needed a tag. We got all that on it now. Actually, at midnight tonight, it'll have it, but we're covered. But here it is, 2014 Ford Escape. If you watch RevStories, you've already saw it. I think she likes it. Y'all, I know they got issues with their transmissions just going out. I've worked on transmissions before, but we ain't talking it into existence. I'm gonna pray that this thing's gonna be a good one. But it's nice. It's got a lot. We've got our good buddy Chuck. You may get to see in the video sometime. He is a detailer, and I've told him all along I want him to start making a YouTube channel all in the details. But he's gonna come and detail it for Nikki T tomorrow. And I'm happy she's got this, and we're gonna work on my daily driver today. Hey y'all, I'm Rev. This is my daddy, also known as the old man. This is my wife, my prime rib, Nikki T. Here on our channel, we enjoy bringing life back to dead things, mostly old Fords. We have many crazy methods that are ours, and we use those crazy methods on rigs that are ours. If you enjoy our crazy shade tree, cussing free, God loving, dad joke telling, tires spinning content, then subscribe. It's free. But either way, welcome to RevStoration. All right, y'all, I'm moving Nikki T's ride. This is the first automobile that I have ever owned that's got a push start that wasn't a Eugene switch, and it's actually got a backup camera, y'all. This first one I ever had where I didn't have to turn around and look and see what I was doing. I'm just looking down here at this tree I'm about to hit, but we're just gonna get this out of the way, and then I'm gonna get JC's truck out of the way. And when we do that, we're going to, I think we're going to crank up that old Pinto and get her down here again. Hey y'all, Nikki T drove us to work the other day, and that's how she left the windshield wipers. I mean, that ain't got nothing to do with her being female, y'all. I mean, absolutely nothing to do with her being female. All right, y'all, now I'm going to change my britches because we're getting ready to get dirty out here. I've got my clean clothes that are stained and look dirty on so that I ain't really worried if they get dirty anymore. I'm here at the Pinto. I'm going to try to crank it up and go. But y'all, if you look down here, it's hard to tell, but it's been leaking a lot of gas. and it looks pretty bad. If you look there, I mean, you can see the rust on it. Looks pretty bad, and all of the leaky gas there. If you saw this week's RevStories, you will know that the Galaxy there had bad gas in it, and I ran it and it cost me dearly. Hope I'm not having to hope it's not going to cost me dearly on this one, but we're going to see if we can get this one to crank. I mean, she cranked right up. I mean, ain't been running forever. So I'm gonna drive it around, and we're gonna get back, and I'm gonna pull the gas tank off of it. Is it smoking? Is it out of gas, y'all? I've got a fuel pump that's actually supposed to be here about right now, so I may be going to get a fuel pump before I can even get it up there. I hope. Well, I won't do that. I'll fill up the carburetor before I do that. Come on, baby. Well, that was no fun. Now I'm advertising right in front of RevStoration's house that he's got a Pinto for sale, and I don't want to advertise that. Ain't got no gas, folks. All right, y'all, that's evidence, and that's evidence that one of two things is going on. Either we're out of gas in the gas tank, which I don't see how that's the case, or this fuel pump is finally giving up the ghost, and that may be the case. I don't know if it's pulling fuel or not. So what I'm gonna do, I mean, it's worked, but I think it's not working now. So I'm going to take this top of this off, and we're going to drop some fuel down in the carburetor, and then I'm going to drive it on around the house. All right, I probably flooded it, but let's see. She's running again. That's flooding it, so but if you look, it's running, and there's no fuel coming at all. Either fuel pump or it's out of gas. I'm gonna cut this off and fill the carburetor up again, put this on, and then hopefully one tank of carburetor will be enough to get me to the front of the house. Maybe crank back up. All right, she's cranked. Let's go. Won't be squalling tires this time. Maybe I will. No, I don't need to. Come on, baby. Come on, don't shut down on me. Don't shut down on me. Right there. I mean, that's how far one carburetor full of gas will get you from the front of Rev's house to the back. Should be hot now. All right, y'all, if you see this, it may look sketchy. I'll tell you what, I kind of like the rake of that. I mean, look at that thing. All right, so once again, we got a lot of stuff under here, but I'm rocking it. I mean, I'm putting my 225 on it, and it ain't moving. So I feel comfortable enough getting under the car. Isn't it always the case whenever you've got 4 bolts, 4 nuts, of course, and one tool will get all 3 of them, but that 4th one, I mean, he just wants to be so cantankerous. I had to go get a small socket to get on it. All right, y'all, the reason the old man hadn't been in the last couple of videos is that he and my mama went looking at leaves. They went all the way to Vermont. They went through Amish country. They have a few restaurants up there. I think the old man is taking a lot of pictures of covered bridges, he tells me. They'll be back, I think, before this video airs on Sunday. Old man didn't want anybody snooping around all his cars. Not saying any of our RevStoration crew would, but he's kind of particular when it comes to his rides, and I understand. Doesn't want people to know when he's not home. But hey, y'all, next week they're going after the old man now, it sounds like. Boy, he's going to get him, boy. He's getting him. Next week, the old man will be back. I don't know what we're working on. He's got a few rigs he's been playing around with. We'll have something to share with the old man next week. We're still trying to get these rubber lines off. Got that done. And what I'm doing is I've made this little contraption. Of course, it's just plugged. So what I'll do is I'll slide it on there. Tighten this up so that there'll be no gas leaking out of this, because I still think there's fuel up to about right there right now. So we're gonna get this good and tightened up. A lot of y'all, Timothy, I know you are one of them. There are a lot of others that send me a lot of dad jokes, and I hear them and I wonder, you know, and maybe I use them and don't give them credit, because if I hear something, I don't always remember where I heard it from. Someone gave me, said one the other day, and I thought it was kind of neat. It said this guy was at a picnic, and he saw 10 ants that was crawling by his sandwich, and said he didn't like to see that. So said he went and made them a house out of a cardboard box that he had, and he said he became their landlord and they became his 10 ants. Y'all, that's just too good. I lost my the doctor told me about 4 years ago that I'd lost my hearing, and I hadn't heard from him since. All week, got a week off.
All week.
Nicky, your son is most certainly my son. You know why? Told him he needed his hair cut, and he said, no, I don't. I need all of them cut. That. Alright, gas tank is ready to come down. Just gotta get it out of. Oh, that filler neck's been in there a while too. There she comes. Woo! My wife's trying to figure out how to drive. Woo! I got it, y'all. All right, y'all. Right now, all I see are these two little pinhole looking things here. And of course, those are old. So I don't know if that's gas that is sloshed up on this or what, but we want to make sure that is not it. So what I'm going to do is let's just look in the tank, I guess, and I'm going to get a light and we're going to look in the tank. I may still try to solder it, but y'all, it doesn't look as bad as I thought it was going to look. All right, look at there, y'all see that? Of course, that's the filler neck and everything, but look at all the gunk on the walls. I mean, all that is going to have to come off. So I think I'm still going to get all of this gas out. I'm going to pressure wash it. Just took my old spinning wheel there, and if you look here, there are a few pinholes right here, one there, and then a bunch here. It looks like there may be a few in here. So I've got to clean all this area of this rim here. I've got to clean all of it up really, really well, because this is where the soldering is going to have to take place. To take this off, it's got this little ring here. I've already beaten it off, but just for demonstration purposes, you take a screwdriver or something right there on this edge, not on this, but on this edge, and spin it. When you spin it, it comes off. When it comes off, then you can free this. Mine is probably, oh yep, mine is gummed up, and I don't want to break that seal there. The seal itself looks pretty bad. Oh man, look at that. That is all over the inside of my tank. Surprisingly, this sending unit still worked. I mean, what kind of dinosaurs is that, y'all? Look at there. That came out the top of the vent tube. I mean, that's got some Tyrannosaurus Rex, and I mean, it is turned into something, and I just don't know what that something is. But, woo-wee, that's nasty. Because I'm gonna be, I mean, I just ain't got it like old Puddin' now. I mean, Puddin', he just does the slow-mo. I mean, he is the pressure washing king. Oh, Rev ain't got that. I ain't got them moves. I mean, all I do is just hit it with the old pressure washer. That's kind of neat. That's all I got. That's all I can do. I ain't got nothing else. Here is probably, no, this here is one of them. This part right here goes in the filler neck. They actually have fuel that goes ahead of this. So all of this needs to be airtight. So, man, I really need one of these. This may hold up a lot of project progress. I gotta go get a fuel pump. I gotta go see if I can buy these parts. I probably can't, but I'm gonna see what I can do. And got Chuck coming to wash Nicky T's new ride tomorrow. He's gonna come and do some detailing on it. So I need to have this out of the way for Chuck. So I'm going. I'll be back in just a minute. Y'all, it really wasn't that much rust in it. I mean, about a pound and a half, maybe, pound and a quarter, pound and 3/4. All right, y'all, don't have too much sun left. The sun is 30, maybe a couple hours of daylight left. If I have to, of course, I can pull out some lights or even pull the car in the garage. But we're getting close to saying what we need to do next. So I've got all the stuff that I need, not the best stuff, but I got stuff to make it happen. Of course, on this channel, we give the subtitle, if you will, Giving Life to Dead Things. Sometimes that means you've got to be creative in how you fix stuff. Of course, if we're working on a brand new automobile, you can go to the parts house and you can get any part on the vehicle. If you're working on a 72 Pinto, it ain't readily available. But I do have here a fuel pump. Of course, needed that, so that fuel pump will be able to go in. I've got some O-rings here, which I'm going to need there. Probably do not have the size that I need, but guess what I do have? I have super glue, so I've got an idea how to make it work. Got some more hose clamps because I needed it. Got a belt because I needed it. And look at here, y'all. Yep, here's my MAP gas. Here's my plumbing flux. And here is my solder. All right, if you look here, of course we have no gas. This is water. I have no gas in here anymore. I've got this air just blowing through it, keeping it circulated. I don't want any fumes building up in the tank. That's what explodes. Of course, I'm gonna get this hot with with my gas. I'm gonna get this hot, then I'm gonna put some flux on it, get it good and hot with the flux, and then I'm gonna start putting the lead on it. And hopefully the first thing I need to do is just kind of light it up, and then I'm just gonna hold it around here and make sure that there are no fumes coming out. You see, there are no fumes in this, so I'm not worried. I am worried. So see, I'm not worried about it blowing up. Now, I can honestly say that. I'm good with that. All this does is just make sure it's clean. Of course, I'm wanting to do that. I want to try to see if I can find something to set y'all up on so I can show you soldering all these holes. Here's the fun part. Is that, you see what just happened? It just rolled right off. I've got to find a way to get all of this to sort of stay, get hot and stay, and not roll off. So that's what I'm going to be doing now. Try to get all of these holes good and sealed, and it's going to be a work in progress. Y'all, soldering is an art, and I'm not much of an artist, it appears. All right, y'all, told you I'm no artist. I mean, that's ugly as sin. But guess what? Watch this. I mean, it ain't going nowhere. It's solid. It's cooled off most. Oh no, it's cooled off. It's cooled off mostly all the way through there. Hopefully, it's not going to leak. I think Derek says it all the time. This is Craigslist rebuild right here, y'all. So look at that. I mean, rust be gone. So gonna get this painted. Well, I mean, that's a new tank, $500. What about y'all? I'm gonna hit that area right there with a couple coats of paint. I mean, that's boogered up if it ever was. And guess what? It'll help settle it. I'm gonna do another coat. And well, I hope that's gonna seal. If it don't seal, I'm gonna be sorely disappointed, but that'll be all right too. While my tank gets finished rebuilding itself over there, I want to turn my attention here. What I'm gonna do here on this is I'm just gonna clean it up. I'm gonna make sure that that floats. And when I get it clean and make sure it floats, then I've got to figure out a O-ring situation for this, and the O-ring situation for the top vent. And then I have to figure out how to fix this here. And I believe I know how I'm gonna do it. But this has to be repaired. All right, y'all, this part here works. This right here will not float. I don't know why it will not float, but it will not float. I remembered I bought a sending unit that I did not use, so I took it off that sending unit. So there's a good working float there. So getting ready to put it on. Now our O-ring situation is not good, and I'll tell you why. Of course, this O-ring has been on here forever, and we could leave it on there and hope that it would seal, or we could try to buy an O-ring kit and make it work. But look at there, that O-ring is way too big. It would work, I believe. Maybe this one would work better. Yeah, that one would work better. But it's too big. So what do you do when you have an O-ring that is too big? You can shrink it, right? I mean, you put it on some heat and it shrinks down. All right, the first thing that I do is cut the O-ring in two. And then after you got the O-ring cut in two, then you go around. I'm gonna pick you up and show it to you. I'm gonna get you in close. Then you go around and you see where it has to be cut. I mean, that O-ring is sitting in there perfectly, and it's got to be cut. Oh, gonna, I left my pen. All right, cut it off, put it in, and I mean, that looks like the O-ring that's supposed to go in it. So I'm gonna pop some super glue there. Probably don't even need to do that. I'm gonna do that for continuity. And then we're gonna have the vent will be ready to go right back on. All right, y'all, full disclosure, this one was a little too thick. So sometimes them thick ones won't go in right. So I had to cut the one small black one. Thank goodness I ordered 2 kits of these O-rings. I got 2 kits of these O-rings. So I'm gonna have to get another one to fix the side. But that can't stay that way. I mean, that just looks pitiful like that. So I'm gonna rebuild that vent tube as well. Y'all, that right there, that may be ugly as sin, that right there. But if it works, I'm gonna celebrate. So, all right, I didn't clean this up perfectly well. It's always good to remember how this went in because it needs to go back in the same way. But y'all, the electrical parts are beyond my ability to rebuild, so I take that off because, you know, I didn't want to try to venture a rebuild in those. So woo-wee. Now y'all don't look at that extra stuff I put in there. Look at there. I mean, that thing is rebuilt. I still got one more project that I got to rebuild. I got to rebuild this. Let's see if I can. Good thing. Oh, well, the good thing is I've got this. So I'm going to start gluing all this back together. And hopefully I won't glue my finger, which I've already started doing. And get one piece at a time. Get one piece at a time sticking. And then after you get it stuck, then come back and work on something else. All right, y'all, I'm gonna have to let it dry, but I think that's a rebuilt grommet. Hopefully it'll hold gas. Let me get, look at there. I mean, it is a lot better. Now some of y'all, now that is the, that's the bottom. That looks pretty doggone good. Some of y'all would say, oh, you ought to seal the tank. Well, you're right, that would be best, but don't have time to seal the tank. We'll put good filters on it, and promise you it'll work. I can change a filter. May not be the prettiest grommet, but I can promise you one thing, it's gonna hold, and it'll be better than what it was before I rebuilt it with that super glue. Right, y'all, now the simple part, putting the gas tank back in. I'm joking, but it's empty, so it should be easier. Ain't gotta worry about gas coming down on me. So I'm gonna turn my other camera on, kind of set it off to the side. I've still got some washing of some of those plastic pieces and all that I've got to do, but I at least can get the gas tank in place and get it set, and then I'll come out and wash those things, and then I will be ready to put gas in it and make it go boogie. All right, y'all, here we go. This goes up and in that way. So first, I have to get low enough. This. right, I think I know the reason I broke the grommet. I'm probably supposed to loosen up the filler neck, or probably supposed to take the filler neck all the way off first. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Take the filler neck off, put the tank up, and then guide the filler neck in. Hey, he's wanting to play now. I'm gonna tell y'all what, I don't know who it was. I don't know who it was that sent me this. I know I didn't buy it. I don't know who it was that sent it to me in the mail. It's probably a year ago. But my set did not have a T35, and yours had one star bit, and it happened to be a T35 to get the filler neck off. So thank you, whoever sent it. I wouldn't have been able to finish tonight if you didn't. So I'm gonna pull this off. Sometimes you learn by trial and error. I'll know better next time. So let's go. All right, y'all, I took it all the way back out. Sometimes you got to stand back and punt. I don't have a clue. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the filler neck back out. I'm going to try to put the grommet in and then try to see if I can get it to go in with the grommet. I think that's the only way I'm going to be able to do it. I may have to heat it up. If I have to heat it up to make it work, I'll heat it up to make it work. So, you know what? Isn't it amazing what a little bit of heat will do? I mean, I just, I had it smoking and then I just slid it right in, it went in. So sometimes it just takes a little heat. All right, y'all, the good thing about this filler neck is I no longer am worried if it is going to leak, because I mean, it's tight as it's tight. I got a lot of illustrations I could use, but I'm not. All right, y'all, I got faith. I haven't looked. Oh, crud. All right, y'all, I've cleaned up my tools. This is the look of defeat. I don't even think I'm gonna be able to sleep in the bed with my wife tonight, because I'm plumb embarrassed. I was almost cocky. I mean, I was assured that that was gonna work. And it didn't. I mean, it didn't work a lick. I mean, it's leaking worse now than maybe it was when I started. Well, I ain't one to quit. I am tonight. Yeah, I know every one of you saw me fail like in an epic way yesterday. It's a new day though, it's a new day. I'm not gonna talk about it except probably every time I turn the camera on. I've got to do everything I did yesterday again today. Now I know how to do it. I can do it really well, except what I was trying to do, which is make the tank not leak anymore. So I've got to go about it in a different way. I've got to fix it differently. I thought, well, just try it again and maybe it'll seal this time. The different way, I may do that. I may still do that. The different way that I'm talking about is I'm not gonna put it in without testing it. So no matter what I do, I'm gonna test it. It's not gonna leak before I put it back in. It's early Saturday morning, so little gas tank's old man. He's born in 72, so he's 50 years old, so I get it. Oh, look at that. I mean, that thing was clean and pretty. Messed my paint job up. Look at that. I mean, oh goodness. Two good successes already this morning. I have not spilt my coffee, and I have actually got most of the solder off the side of the tank that did not seal it. Of course, the heat that I have put on it has of course crumpled this. So of course there's a leak there. There's some leaks here, and there's some leaks under here. So I'm gonna clean it up. All right, y'all, I told y'all I was worried about Chuck showing up and seeing me in the midst of this.
Oh boy.
Here's the new YouTube channel. It's gonna be called All in the Details, or In the Details. I don't know if he wants to do that or not, but we're laughing about the tank. I'm going to get some stuff to hopefully fix it right this time, so we're gonna get to it. All right, y'all, from failure to victory. I went and bought this tank weld. You may say it's not gonna work. I can also tell you what's not gonna work is my solder job. So I've roughed this up as much as I can. Of course, there's a lot of pinholes here. I mean, it's rusted almost through. Obviously, it's rusted almost through. It's leaking. So I'm gonna get all this and get it started. And we'll come back after I let it cure for not the amount of time that it says, and we'll see if it leaks. All right, y'all, this JB weld comes in a two-part. It's got one part here, and you have to bust the two and then knead it together. Then when you get it kneaded together for a minute, and I've done it for a minute and a half, minute and 3/4, and I'm gonna spread it on here, get all this set. I'm gonna cut the fabric, put the fabric on it, and then put another layer on it, and it's supposed to set. All right, y'all, that's ugly as sin as well, but I think it's gonna work. It says it sets in 5 minutes and it cures. I'm gonna let it cure in an hour. I'm praying over it, and it's gonna cure fast. Installing the fuel pump on these little rigs are not that big of a deal. Of course, I'm gonna pull this, get both these hoses off, and then I got 2 bolts, one there, one on the bottom. Pull it off, put the other one on, and good to go. So not earth shattering, but knowing the way my last few days have gone, it could go horribly. Telling you what, that gasket has been there since Gerald Ford was in office, so might have to figure out a way of getting something in there and buzzing that off, because my goodness. I told y'all if anybody could mess it up, it'd be me. Of course, that was just a big thick gasket that was on it, and then I put the whirly whirl on it, so I'm gonna try to flatten it out as much as I can. And I got a gasket to go on both sides of this, so hopefully it'll seal. Y'all, I'd say that one is got my money's worth out of that one, or whoever did. I got maybe 8 or 9 miles out of it, but getting ready to put this new extra large gate on and gates, and we're gonna make it work and get that installed. Now all we're doing is waiting for the gas tank to dry, and hopefully, woo, I'm praying it's gonna work just like it's supposed to. All right, y'all, I've got the new fuel pump on it. I've got the new belt on it. I got a new battery on it because, yep, I was in such a rush last night. I left the ignition on all night long. So let's see if we burn up our coil or not. So Chuck's gonna turn the key over for me. I think it's firing, so yeah, keep going. I may have it, I may have the, yeah, you can keep going. Come on, baby. Do I have the key on?
When I turn it back, it cuts
off. Yeah, I think
if it's hanging up in the start position.
Man. All right, y'all, I may have burnt my coil or the points, or thank goodness I got all of that. Seems like there's some issue. Yeah, it catches. Man, she's backfiring, and let me get in it.
Yep.
Won't hit some I just don't want to kick it off these jack stands. Oh, I may have it in gear, Chuck.
I asked you if it was in gear.
It was in gear, Chuck.
I asked you if it was in gear.
He was trying to turn them back tires. Woo! Hey, the fuel says it's empty.
You think? I know what's wrong with it.
Yeah. Runs pretty smooth now. Rebuild 2.0 or 3.0 or 4.0 is ready to take place. Of course, I've still got my metallic paint. Boss lady is out here. I've got it on, I've got it painted. Of course, it ain't as pretty as it once was. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pour gas in the filler neck, and it's leaned in a way that it's going to leak. If it's gonna leak, it's gonna leak that way. Nikki T, you don't know how to pour in that gas. You know how to pour that gas?
Push the button and pour.
Look at her. Get over there and pour it. So Nikki T wants to do that. She got that new ride of hers, Chuck. Now she's wanting to get some work done.
Push the button and pour, right?
See, I told her. Is it?
Yeah.
She gonna get gas all over her brooks. What she gonna do?
I mean, she's already all over it. I mean, if you're going to, you're gonna be smelling like your husband.
I don't care.
All right, y'all, so we're gonna get the gas in it and let it sit, and then I'm gonna see if there's a reveal. The last reveal I did was an epic fail, so I'm hoping that this
Sometimes you gotta fail to get it right.
Hush, Nikki T. Y'all, the great reveal. It is a dry rag, and I have sloshed that gas around forever. So here's another one. This is what I'm using to repair the tank. It is called JB Weld Tank Weld Fuel and Storage Tank Repair Kit. It's fuel resistant epoxy, 3100 psi, temperature range to 250, sets in 5 minutes, cures in 4 hours. It'll be cured in 4 hours, but it's worked in an hour and a half. Of course, y'all saw what it comes with. It comes with the epoxy, it comes with a little stick, comes with a little bit of fiberglass fabric. So all in all, friends, I would say do this over doing what I did. It's probably safer. You don't have to worry, really. You don't have to go through the process of washing the tank out and everything like I did. But I think it's going to work, and I think it's going to work fine. So guess what? Now I get to put it all back in for the third time. I don't know if y'all realize how good of a sight that is. There's no leakage. No leakage. Y'all, she's got fuel in the tank, and it's not leaking. She's got a new fuel pump. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna crank it, and hopefully she will crank up and run. And when she cranks up, hopefully she will actually start dropping fuel into the carburetor through this fuel pump and not leaking. So not leaking is the big thing. I'm gonna fill the bowl up a little bit, and hopefully she'll crank. So of course, just gonna drop a little bit in there. Remember that that leaking is coming out of the bottle and not out of the fuel pump. So let's see. Yeah, and it's pumping from the fuel tank, and it ain't leaking. Carburetor may need to be rebuilt. Probably does. I'm in this little car. Of course, I'm going to drive it around. Fuel tank is not leaking. Everything is working properly on the vehicle. The fuel pump has been replaced. We're getting really close to start working on the cosmetics. So of course I'm going to drive her around, and if we can get it to drive around, I don't want to hit anything in the back. So uh-oh, forgot we got a car that's actually parked in the way, but we're gonna see if I can it popped the clutch, y'all. It popped the clutch. So I'm getting it around the house. She is a good working vehicle. The fuel gauge is going from reading right to not reading at all. So I have a connection issue in that. I will repair it. That should be really simple, really easy to get done. So pretty much this automobile is a running and ready automobile. At least I hope so, because like right now the fuel gauge is starting to read again. So it's just loose. So all in all, I'm probably going to have to rebuild the carburetor. It's still running a little bit rough. I've got a few things that I need to do to it, but of course Moose enjoys it. JC hopefully is going to learn to drive this 4-speed on this car. But y'all, we had some failures, we had some successes in this video, but I think this old car is one step closer to being an everyday driver. So we'll start putting a paint job on it. Probably the next episode on this adventure with a Runabout, we'll probably get ready to need to put a muffler on it. I've got to get everything ready on the body and put a paint job on it. But y'all, I'm loving it. I'm grateful for it. We thank y'all so very much for watching. If you're not subscribed to the RevStoration channel, we'd appreciate you going over and subscribing and watching a few of those videos. We appreciate you so very much for watching here on RevStoration. For me, for Nick and T, JC, hey Chuck down there working on the car, we really appreciate y'all. We love you. We thank you so very much for watching. Without any further ado, we'll say deuces. May God bless. Hey, we want to thank y'all again for watching this video. If you're not subscribed to the channel, you can do so by clicking this button down below, or you can watch a video that may be suited for you or a recent upload here down below. So once again, we thank you for watching. Deuces. May God bless.